Hi everybody, my name's Mark. I'm located in Kent, I live in London. I thought I'd actually show you the power of, the power of bash scripting really. Here is a fantastic little bash script. I'm just busy working on a Modbus project at the moment. You can see it's quite extensive. In fact, I'm just busy with it at the moment. I'm just going to there. We want useful scripts. In fact, there it is there. So if I just open this up quickly, you'll see the extent of this. This is actually a very, very clever little script. And what this does is it actually allows you to transfer files straight to your remote system. It could be an RPI, it could be whatever you want, provided you've got Telnet or SCP installed or SSH. And you can do a number of things with this. First of all, it will create the directories and upload the files directly. So if you're working on embedded projects, which is what I'm doing, and you're using the same operating system, then it's particularly handy because you can compile on your local machine to make sure that it's all working before you upload the files to a remote and then compile on there. But the beauty of this is, well, let's just run it and I'll show you. It's absolutely brilliant. It's really got me going. So anyway, I've opened up the script, and here's the script here. You get a choice of menus. You can also change between rsync and remote sync, and also SCP. You can do either. You can telnet into the system from this, and you can do a number of things. So, give you an idea. I want to upload my files. My files are all located in here. There's a whole batch of files, so I've got my code in there, I've got a number of folders in there, I've got a distribution folder. You can see there's nothing in the distribution folder at the moment because I haven't actually built it on the remote machine. Well, there's just all sorts you can do with it. So to give you an example, what I've done is I've got Remina installed, and with Remina I can patch straight through to the remote system, and I can see what's on my remote system, where it is. So there's my remote system there. If I go up one level, you can see that basically I've got my code and everything else in there. I've got SQL code in there for creating databases, which is all part of the project. I've also got PHP files in there, which is all part of the website. So there's an awful lot of work that's gone into this. There's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 languages I can count, 5 different programming languages: HTML, CSS, PHP, MySQL, C++, Bash scripting. So that's an awful lot to take in. It's a hell of a lot to take in. If you can manage that in about 3 or 4 years, good luck to you. 5 years, I'd say it's probably going to take you about 10 years to master. It's certainly taken me nearly enough 30 years, and that's on a self-taught basis. But to give you an idea, with Remina installed, I can see what's going on. So if I go to my build directory, for example, you'll see there's a number of files in there. There's a make file in there, there's CMake files, and there's a CMake cache txt file, which is all part of the actual CMake compilation. CMake is another language that you have to learn to program. Well, have to learn to write scripts in so that you can compile your programs. I'll just give you an example of the actual CMake script. Let's just have a look. So if I go to here and I open up that, you can see that's on the remote machine, by the way. You can see that's quite extensive. You've got to know what the commands do, how to find your directories, what libraries you need, where your code is situated, where you want your distribution files, and so there's quite a bit just to CMake in itself. CMake is quite involved just on its own. So you can look at probably another further year before you can sort of really get used to that. So, all this business about them saying, oh yeah, it's dead simple, don't believe a word they're telling you, because I can tell you now that this project has nearly taken me practically about a year to get round, and I'm still working on it, still refining in it, still getting it to do what I want it to do. Without sort of wasting your time, let's go into the build file, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select one here. I'm using rsync, which is probably about the best. and it will ask me for my password. So it prompts you for a nice password there, so I'll just put my password in. Right, and then it tells you what it's going to exclude, so it comes up with the command syntax. I'll just move this out of the way. It tells you it's going to exclude your distribution folder, exclude your build, exclude log, exclude readings text, scene_make.txt, the lot. So it's not going to upload those files, it's only going to upload. I mean, I can tell it to do different if I want to. It's quite simple. I go into the scripts and I alter the code, and obviously make adjustments to the code itself. So there's my build file, so I'm just going to put that up there. Right, and it's just transferred all my files across, and it asks me to continue, so I'm going to go 0. Oops, sorry, any key to continue. And then what I want to do is I want to clean the Pi distribution folder and logs. So I can do that, so I'll go 8 on that one. I believe it's 8, is it? Is it 8? Yeah, it is 8. So I'll just go there, and it's going to ask me for my password again. Right, and there we go, there's my distribution folder, my build folder finished, and beg your pardon, my build folder, and just go any key to continue. Now what I want to do is I want to compile on my machine, so I'm going to go 6 on this one, and that's going to compile for me on the remote machine. So just do this. Right, and then we're going to it'll ask you for your password every time, and the reason for this, whoops, just go back there, I didn't put that in correctly. It's because obviously it doesn't want you to make a mistake. So it's checking that, and it asks you for your password again. Make sure it's got all the code files there and everything else. Right, okay. So I want to clean build directory, remove existing build, and run compile. So let's just go 1 there. Right. Now it's going to ask me for the password again, just to make sure. There we go, and it's actually done that again. So if I go up into there, you can see that the window suddenly crashed there. It didn't want you to see all that. Let's go back into there. Where are we? So that's my bus project. There we go. And there's my build directory. So I'm going to go, yep, just do that. Right. There we go. Just going to put my make files in there. There's my remote machine. It's just done that all for me, and it's now compiling. And it's actually compiling on the remote machine, and I'm not doing anything from here. I'm working locally, and it's doing it all for me on that remote machine, sitting out on the internet somewhere, compiling the program, creating the exe, and doing everything that I need it to do. So there we go. It's 100% compiled. Do I want to run the program? No, I don't want to run the program. Because I have a few more adjustments to make at the moment, so I just thought I'd show you this anyway. I'll go no, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight back into my distribution folder, and there's my exe all done for me, just to show you. And that's a batch file, which I tell you what is the most useful batch file I think I've ever created. And then the next thing that I will do is I will be able to select different machines on different IP addresses. I will be able to upload to those machines on an automated process. It will compile on each machine, transfer those files, and do many more functions for me, including Telnet. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and I hope you found that very interesting. Any information, or if you'd like to purchase a copy of that transfer script, I'll gladly let you do that at a reasonable price. Thank you, and good night.